The July 25th, 2017 meeting of the Human Services Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mrs. Brown? Here. Dr. Carbone? Here. Mrs. Conley? Here. Mrs. Draw? Here. Ms. Harris? Here. Mr. Hebert? Here. Mr. Lightfoot is excused. Mr. Moyo? Here. Chairwoman Taylor?
Here. Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
There is not.
Is there anyone present who is not signed up to speak who would like to address the committee at this time? Seeing no one, the next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the June 27th, 2017 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Madam Clerk.
Referral 17-0216, amend resolution.
Moved by Legislator Brown, seconded by Legislator Conley. Is there any discussion? Legislator Monroe.
Chairwoman. Through the chair to the administration, I'm just wondering, how did we obtain this funding? Is it a new grant that was written, or were we expecting this increase at this time period?
Through the chair, this is essentially a windfall of $28,373 that the New York State Department of Health is granting to us at this time.
Okay, thank you. And through the chair, do we expect any new hires, either full-time or part-time, from this funding?
Through the chair, no. We will be using this funding to pay for existing costs for salary and benefits.
Okay, thank you. Through the chair to the administration, what would we have done without this windfall in terms of those salaries and benefits that you just mentioned?
Through the chair, we had funding for the salary and benefits already budgeted, so this is just additional funding that we can use for programs. So we're essentially using these dollars to pay for. You could look at it another way. We would use these dollars to pay for programs. Okay. It's all just going into the department budget.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The item carries. Next item.
Referral 17-0217, authorize a contract.
Moved by Legislator Conley, seconded by Legislator Hebert. Is there any discussion? Yes, Legislator.
Chairwoman, I have a number of questions on this referral. For how long have we been authorizing a contract of this nature with the Diocese of Rochester through the chair to the administration?
Through the chair, we've had contracts with the diocese for 19 years.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other religious organizations that the county contracts with in this manner through the chair?
Through the chair, not in this manner. However, we do have representation through the Protestant faith. We have a part-time 20-hour pastor who is on our payroll. We also have 2 contracts with 2 individual Protestant pastors, but those contracts do not meet the level that require them to come before this body. And then we also have a volunteer rabbi who visits and provides services for our Jewish residents.
Okay, thank you. So what percentage of residents at Monroe Community Hospital are Catholic, if you know the answer through the chair?
I can only give you an approximation, and I would estimate that number to be between 50 and 60%.
Okay, thank you. Through the chair to the administration, I know this might be a little bit nitpicky, and I might submit an amendment in full legislature, but I'm wondering if it's possible if we could change, if it's been discussed to change the language of sole vendor to sole provider of Roman Catholic services in Monroe County. It just seems rather transactional. So I guess that's just a statement that I would like to make. I believe it would still convey the exact same, similar meaning, but without it being like a sale, because that sounds rather strange to me. I also have another question through the chair. What part of the New York State Department of Health regulations requires an expenditure by the county to employ a chaplain in this manner?
Through the chair, there's no specific requirement from the New York State Department of Health to have such a contract. There are, however, regulatory requirements with the New York State Department of Health and with the federal government through CMS that require facilities to meet the religious and spiritual needs of their patients.
Okay, thank you. So through the chair, would you say this is a voluntary county expenditure?
Through the chair, in order for us to provide these services, which I believe we are required to do, I would not consider this a voluntary expenditure because this is the sole source of these particular services.
Thank you. Was there ever a time, through the chair, was there ever a time that Catholic priests or chaplains or other lay individuals would come to Monroe Community Hospital without being paid?
Through the chair, I've been with the organization 4 years. The organization is contracted with the diocese for 19 years. I can't testify what happened before those 19 years.
Okay, thank you. All right. So I guess back to my last question. Through the chair, would you say that this contract qualifies as an unfunded mandate by the state?
I think it's more accurate to say it's a non-funded mandate by the federal government.
Okay, thank you. Would you be able to point me towards the regulation that you're speaking of?
That can be found in the CMS State Operations Manual.
Okay, thank you. Has, through the chair to the administration, has the law department scrutinized this spending under the appropriate Supreme Court precedents?
Through the chair, the law department reviews all of the contracts that we enter into.
So thank you, through the chair. That is a yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Being none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed?
Roll call. Mrs. Brown? Dr. Carbone? Mrs. Conley? Mrs. Draw? Ms. Harris? Mr. Hebert? Mr. Moyo? Chairwoman Taylor?
Yes.
6-2, referral passes.
Okay. Next item,
Referral 17-0218, acceptance of a grant from New York State.
moved by legislator Draw, seconded by legislator Carbone. Is there any discussion? Legislator Harris?
Thank you, Madam Chair. To the chair, to the administration, I see that this is a grant. It looks like, at least from what's written here, that it's a pilot grant. I have a few questions, and I'll start by saying, has the services outlined in this grant been offered in 2006 by the county? To the chair, to the administration.
Through the chair, this evidence-based program was not offered prior to this year.
Due to chair, to the administration, what is the target age range for this pilot program?
Through the chair, the targeted age range is 60 plus. However, they will open it to younger adults that want to master aging.
Due the chair, to the administration, could you describe what type of younger adults would you suspect that would be interested in this type of program?
Through the chair, with this current pilot project, it's been outlined for 60 plus. However, anyone who's in the 50 and over population could be considered.
Thank you. To the chair, to the administration, will this program be offered throughout the county or just in targeted areas?
Through the chair, for this pilot, it'll be offered in 3 locations across Monroe County through Lifespan.
Through the chair, to the administration, can you tell me what 3 locations they'll be offered in?
Through the chair, downtown Lifespan at the Wolk Center, West Side Y, and East Side Y.
Thank you. Due the chair, to the administration, I have one final question. I was reading through this and I noticed that it said something about some licensing fee that's required for the program. Could you explain to me what type of licensing is needed to administer this program?
Through the chair, there's a one-time licensing fee for the county to pay to the National Center on Aging to allow us to use their program materials as well as the evidence-based research. There's also a $250 one-time sub-licensing fee for Lifespan to operate the program.
And I apologize, one final question to the chair, to the administration. What type of advertising will you guys have to kind of like announce the new pilot program?
Through the chair, for the pilot program, they will be announcing through the multi-aging resource centers operated by the Y and Lifespan.
Thank you.
Any other questions or discussion? Legislator Brown?
Through the chair, what is the expected timeline of this program?
Through the chair, as soon as, if this is to pass, they will order the materials and will start the program right away to end classes in mid-November.
Thank you.
Legislator Harris?
Through the chair, to the administration, what are your targets and incentives for the program?
Through the chair, they're still looking at what the potential incentives are. Typically, they do a graduation ceremony. Sometimes they offer T-shirts to folks. They do get, as part of the program materials, a aging mastery bag, journal to document their work, the worksheets, as well as some other incidental incentives such as pens and things like that to help them with their work so that they can go through the program.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Being none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Referral 17-0224, confirmation of appointment.
Moved by Legislator Carbone, seconded by Legislator Brown. Is there any discussion? Being none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The item carries. Are there any other matters to come before the committee? Being none, the July 25th, 2017 meeting of the Human Services Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Human Services Committee will be held on Tuesday, August 29th, 2017, at 5:30 PM. Thank you.